Greetings. I would like to start off by thanking you for participating in this presentation, Ethics in Business, a Framework for Ethical Behavior in the Workplace. One of the most important actions that a company can take is providing the employees a code of conduct that outlines the expectations and consequences of good and bad behavior at work. Let's start off with the three components for conducting an ethical business. Now let's talk about the three components of ethical companies. We will begin by defining the objective of the company's ethical program, which is striving toward the common good through mutual trust and accountability. We believe that we can only achieve success through employee relationships that are based on trust, loyalty, and integrity. Now that we've explained our objective, we will base our ethics program on a framework, which is the defined set of ethical standards that are established for all to follow, both management and employees alike. The framework will be discussed in further detail later. Now that we have established what the ethical framework is, we have to put this program into action, and this is where you, the employee, will come into play. To help you understand what ethical behavior is, we mean that you will be expected to conduct yourself in accordance with accepted principles of right and wrong. How will you do this? Through the use of integrity-based decision-making procedures that guide your decisions and actions. Now let's discuss ethical behavior and the implications on the company in further detail below. For the company's sake, tipping the balance of ethical behavior in our behavior is the goal. That can only be accomplished through employees acting with integrity, not only in their own work, but also by reporting misconduct and violations to management. The reporting procedure will be discussed in more detail later. A strong ethical culture within the company can help safeguard assets. Employees who abide by the workplace ethics will protect and respect the business assets. For example, ethical people will avoid making personal long-distance phone calls using the business lines. We also believe that workers can only respect company property when they are treated with respect and dignity, making them proud to be called an employee. Ensuring an environment with integrity and strong ethics increases employee pride and discourages theft of supplies and equipment. Workplace ethics is integral in fostering increased productivity and teamwork among employees by aligning our values with yours. Achieving this alignment requires a consistent dialogue regarding the values of the business, which enhances community, integrity, and openness among employees, and ultimately increases productivity and motivation. Good employee conduct helps to foster a positive public image. Building a strong public image through ethical conduct also earns the company more clients through developing trust in the work that we do. Ethical conduct in the workplace also encourages a culture of making decisions based on accountability and transparency. During turbulent times, a strong ethical culture helps to manage conflicts by making the right move and adapting to change. Ethical conduct within the business sensitizes both management and staff on how to act consistently, even in difficult times. Unethical behavior is varied and can range from stealing office supplies to defrauding a business out of large sums of money. To give you some examples of the most common types of ethical violations, intimidation is also known as bullying, and it's one of the most common forms of ethical violations in the workplace. This can include verbal abuse directed at any employee by a supervisor who is attempting to assert power by humiliating the employee. Ethical violations may occur regarding workplace safety. The 2005 National Business Ethics Study indicated that 16% of the surveyed employees observed violations of workplace safety regulations. Not following established safety procedures can jeopardize the health or even the lives of other employees. Even something as simple as not following safety precautions or wearing safety gear can result in worker injury. This impacts the company through lost productivity and possible payment of workers' compensation claims. As a more subtle form of unethical behavior, time theft could involve altering time cards or timesheets to covering up late arrivals or early departures, or even standing around the water cooler instead of working. Time theft also includes viewing non-work related websites or spending time sending emails to friends. Violations can also involve stealing items, including office supplies and computer equipment. Employees who have access to company finances can steal cash or use creative accounting as a means of embezzling money. Workers may also steal merchandise from a business. Misconduct in the workplace can take on many forms, including sexual harassment or discriminatory practices, such as age, race, or gender bias. The 2005 National Business Ethics Study indicated that 12% of employees reported occurrences of discrimination in the workplace, while 9% reported occurrences of sexual harassment. Professionalism and ethical behavior in the workplace can benefit your career and improve your working environment. Understanding examples of professional and ethical behavior can help you to develop your own effective work habits. By remaining conscious of how you treat your coworkers and your workplace attitude, you can improve your productivity and effectiveness. Business meetings are a regular occurrence in the corporate world, and by following meeting etiquette, you can improve your professional image. Come prepared to contribute to the discussion by reviewing the agenda in advance and by arriving on time. Recognize each speaker that has the floor and try not to talk over someone else. Ethical treatment of your coworkers and managers means being respectful of the need for efficient and accurate communication. Be sure to follow the instructions on company memos and ask questions only after you have thoroughly read the information. Also, you will be expected to refrain from repeating office gossip, as helping to spread false or demeaning information regarding a coworker is considered unethical. Effectively manage your time by being early to work so that you can settle into your job duties, say hello to coworkers, and get coffee before you are scheduled to start your shift. Furthermore, follow the lunch and break schedules by leaving when you are scheduled and returning on time. Each employee is responsible for reporting suspicious people in the office or misconduct committed by other employees. The company policies are designed to create a safe workplace for everyone. By reporting violations of company policy, you are doing your part to maintain a high standard of ethics within the office that will keep employees and visitors safe. For example, fire exits that are not properly maintained should be reported immediately for repair. Now let's discuss the outcomes of positive versus negative behavior. The rewards of positive behavior, such as being honest, punctual, and diligent, would not only benefit your career, but would also lead to a better work environment for all. Examples of how your ethical behavior could affect your career would include recognition, increased responsibilities, and potentially promotional opportunities. These are all in addition to the personal pride and esteem that comes from ethical behavior. Consequences of unethical activities can range from minor, such as verbal warnings for tardiness, to termination of employment, and to the most severe, legal ramifications for criminal behavior. Negative consequences can be avoided by acting in a manner that is honorable and legal. Unfortunately, no matter how strong our ethics program and how vigilant we are in reducing unethical practices, it is highly unlikely that ethical lapses can be eliminated completely. According to the 2009 National Business Ethics Survey, 49% of employees indicate that they had witnessed unethical behavior in the workplace. One critical step that we have taken to combat ethical violations is by providing employees with access for reporting unethical behavior in confidence and without fear of retribution. Namely, we have set up a third-party ethics hotline for reporting misconduct, as well as established protocol to investigate allegations swiftly, thoroughly, and fairly. A third-party organization that is specially equipped to deal with ethical issues is available for employees who have been the victim of or have witnessed unethical behavior. Access to the hotline is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The employees are able to remain anonymous if they wish, and the hotline handles the information in a confidential manner. Now I want to provide you with two scenarios that represent ethical dilemmas. Your supervisor enters your office and asks you for a check for $150 for expenses he tells you is incurred entertaining a client last night. He submits receipts from a restaurant and lounge. At lunch, your supervisor's girlfriend stops by to pick him up for lunch, and you overhear her telling the receptionist what a great time she had at dinner and dancing with your supervisor the night before. What do you do? In scenario 2, imagine that one day you start to suspect that a woman you work with, the one with a new baby and the newly unemployed husband, is padding her expense account. What would you do? Report her to HR? These are two examples of the types of ethical situations that might be encountered in business. To most, these two situations are not egregious violations, and many people would find it challenging to report and respond to these types of violations. Consulting human resource personnel, your supervisor, or management are the recommended course of action when you are in doubt and need additional guidance. This concludes our presentation on ethics in business. We hope that you were able to gain a better understanding of our ethical program and consequences of unethical behavior, as well as tips on the practical application of honorable behavior in everyday work experiences. Thank you.